True closure in a narcissistic relationship doesn't come from the outside forces. It doesn't. It doesn't really. No. It's not all neatly wrapped little packages handed to us by destiny. It's found through self-discovery. It's found through acceptance. Like finding these little hidden treasures that are just buried within ourselves. Beyond all this mess, we find gold nuggets of pure reality. Pieces of our authentic self that we can then grow and mature and nurture. Those things are within us. Closure isn't theirs to give. Closure is something that we just give ourselves. It's truth amid the chaos. It's a reliable compass. Amid like this narcissistic wreckage of lies and shattered stories, and truth just becomes our steadfast companion. Truth is the mirror that reflects our reality that we've been denied. It's a reliable compass that guides us out of these narcissistic storms and into a realm of just calmness, of self-assuredness, of confidence, of security, of stability, because we create those things within. And yeah, we were compassionate and loving and empathetic, and we opened ourselves up to the wrong person, and they infested our souls. But what ends up happening is that love and that compassion that we so freely gave to others, we just create a wall, and we end up turning it inwards. We reflect our own self-compassion onto ourselves. And when we do that, what ends up happening? We become self-healing. Those wounds that others inflicted on us, we have the ability to heal because we tried to fix them and we couldn't. But that energy, that effort, that knowledge, that empathy, that compassion, well, guess who we can fix? We can fix this person, that person, you. You're the one that can be fixed. And you have that ability because you have empathy and your compassion. That's what the narcissist preyed on. So if you have it, give it to yourself. There's a power of self-reflection, and that's in reclaiming identity. In the aftermath of a toxic narcissistic relationship, we find time for self-reflection because they're not sucking up all our energy anymore. We have time to just reflect back inwards. And this is the key to rediscovering our identity post-narcissism. It's like returning to the scene of a mystery, just piecing together all the clues that we missed, and finally understanding the plot that was always there. It's just we didn't see it when we were in it because we were in it. But with self-reflection and self-discovery, we can see where everything kind of went bad. And we see red flags we never saw before. And yeah, we didn't see it then. We didn't, but we see it now. The end. The story's over. The mystery has been solved. We unpacked it. We figured it all out. We saw where everything went wrong. And now we're moving on with our lives. Because you know what? Yeah, there was misery over there, but guess what? There's joy over there. So that's where I'm heading. I'm heading that direction. Because I was over there, it sucked. It sucked monkey balls. Really did. There. 180 degrees from whatever that is. That's where we're going. And in the healing process, there's an awakening cycle. And it's a dance of awareness. Awakening after narcissism isn't just like a one-time event. It's like this, cyclical dance that changes like the seasons. And yeah, through the recovery process, what we end up doing is just oscillating between moments of clarity and periods of confusion. And each one gives us a little opening, a little awakening that just propels us forward on the path of self-realization. It's the whole yin and yang analogy. Yeah, sometimes our minds will just get sucked into the darkness, but when we sit and hold this darkness, what ends up appearing, just like the yin and the yang, it's just like light appears. In the middle of the darkness is always light. There's always light. We will find the light every single time because every single cloud does have a silver lining, every single one. Even this mess that you're in right now will have a silver lining because you will learn how to listen to yourself. You'll learn how to be with yourself. You'll learn how that your instincts are actually really good. Your instincts are really strong. And even though they were manipulated, you can actually figure them out. And then you can unpack it, you can fix it, and boom. It's not a problem anymore. And it's no longer going to be a hook or a vulnerability that another exploitative person just like that one has done. For most of us, this wasn't one narcissist. There's generally several of them that just kind of line up. And once we see one, we start to realize that there's been other smaller narcissists in the background that have just been sucking out our joy in our life as well. And we end up just kind of shielding ourselves from them. And that gives us even more energy because there's no longer this drain of emotional garbage just being sucked out of us. Narcissist relationships start as a love story that's just marred by manipulation. It's this Prince Charming now has a dark side. That's what we realized through these narcissistic relationships. And what once appeared falsely as, a love story, a fairy tale between Prince Charming, now reveals that narcissistic manipulation and deception were just always there, always in the shadows, always lurking just behind just this romantic facade. And it was just like a reminder that, even the most enchanting narratives can be tainted. A story that we can see clearly after the fact, 2020, hindsight, 2020. We see it clearly now. And once we have hindsight, well, what's next? Foresight. And with that comes the ability to come to terms with what we went through and move on from it. Post-narcissism, the true source of happiness becomes, reality's embrace. In the pursuit of happiness, we can often chase after the illusion or the image of, this Prince Charming on a white horse is coming to save us. Beautiful princess asleep in the forest, and all I have to do is give her a little kiss and then she's mine forever, right? Because the real happiness lies after narcissism, and that happiness is not a fabrication, not even a little bit. But it becomes our embrace of reality, of knowing what's real, knowing when we're being manipulated, being able to see the difference between fantasy and reality. It's a grounding force that we keep with us forever. It's realizing that the absence of these illusions can be more liberating than the grand illusion itself. And we end up climbing out of our lives, and we end up riding our own white horses and riding our own butts off into the sunset. That's right. At the end of the roller coaster ride, we find self-discovery and healing. So, fellow travelers, through this narcissistic roller coaster ride of self-discovery and healing, remember that while the road may have been treacherous and the destination ends up being worth every single little twist and turn that we kind of took. The path to liberation, that's where it takes us. The liberation from narcissists and their false narratives, which leads us to a place where happiness is rooted in truth, where happiness is rooted in reality. And this is the narrative of a hero's journey. Because a hero's journey ends with the ultimate victory, and that's a reclamation of our own lives. So despite all the chaos and the nonsense and the tomfoolery and just all the monkey business and just the dirty laundry just spread out all over the world so the world can see it, may your story of recovery just be filled with tales of just resilience and transformation and triumph. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, please share. You can find more information on the Narcovery recovery program somewhere in my feed, or you just post Narcovery recovery, and I'll post a link so you can find out more information on that.